said Chicago, and roared off into the night. My friend Rémy Boncoeur had written me from San Francisco, saying I should come and stay with him. He said he had a shack in Mill City, and I would have all the time in the world to write. He was living with a girl called Leanne. He said she was a marvelous cook. He expected me to arrive in 10 days, so, leaving my manuscript sitting on top of my desk and folding back my comfortable home sheets for the last time, I left with my canvas bag and took off for the Pacific Ocean. On the road map was one long red line called Route 6 that went from the tip of Cape Cod clear to Ely, Nevada, and there dipped down to Los Angeles. I started confidently. 5 rides took me to Bear Mountain Bridge, where Route 6 arced in from New England. Not only was there no traffic, but the rain came down in buckets, and I had no shelter. I had to run under some pines to take cover. This did no good. I began crying and swearing and socking myself on the head for being such a damn fool. I was 40 miles north of New York. All the way up, I'd been worried about the fact that on this, my big opening day, I was moving north instead of the so longed-for west. Now I was stuck on my northernmost hang-up. Finally, a car stopped. The people let me in and rode me to Newburgh, which I accepted as a better alternative than being trapped in the Bear Mountain wilderness all night. Besides, said the man, there's no traffic passes through 6. You'd do better going across the Holland Tunnel in New York and head for Pittsburgh. And I knew he was right. In Newburgh, it had stopped raining. I had to ride back to New York in a bus with a delegation of school teachers. Chatter, chatter, blah, blah, and me swearing for all the time and money I'd wasted. I swore I'd be in Chicago tomorrow. I made sure of that by taking a bus. I was spending most of my money, but I didn't give a damn, just so long as I'd be in Chicago tomorrow. I arrived in Chi quite early in the morning, got a room in the Y, and went to bed. I dug Chicago after a good day's sleep. The following afternoon, I went into the West. It was a warm and beautiful day for hitchhiking. My first ride was a dynamite truck with a red flag, about 30 miles into Great Green, Illinois. Long about 3 in the afternoon, after an apple pie and ice cream in a roadside stand, a woman stopped for me in a little coupe. She wanted somebody to help her drive to Iowa. She drove the first few hours, and then I took the wheel and drove clear through the rest of Illinois to Davenport, Iowa. And here, for the first time in my life, I saw my beloved Mississippi River. Dry in the summer haze, low water, with its big rank smell that smells like the raw body of America itself. Here I got out. I took a bus in downtown Davenport and rode to the city limits, near the gas stations. Here the big trucks roared, wham, and inside 2 minutes, one of them cranked to a stop for me. I ran for it with my soul whooping. And what a driver! A great big tough truck driver with popping eyes and a hoarse, raspy voice who just slammed and kicked at everything and got his rig underway and paid hardly any attention to me. Just as we rolled into Iowa City, he saw another truck coming behind us. Because he had to turn off, he blinked his taillights at the other guy and slowed down for me to jump out. And the other truck, acknowledging this exchange, stopped for me. And once again, in the twink of nothing, I was in another big high cab, all set to go hundreds of miles across the night. And was I happy. At dawn, the smoke of Des Moines appeared ahead over the green cornfields. Now I wanted to sleep a whole day. I wound up in a gloomy old Plains Inn of a hotel by the locomotive roundhouse and spent a long day sleeping on a big, clean, hard white bed with dirty remarks carved in the wall beside my pillow. I woke as the sun was reddening. I said so long to the old hotel keeper sitting by his spittoon and went to eat. I ate apple pie and ice cream. It was getting better as I got deeper into Iowa. I immediately got a ride from a farmer and his son heading out for Adel in Iowa. In this town, under a big elm tree near a gas station, I made the acquaintance of another hitchhiker, a typical New Yorker, an Irishman who'd been driving a truck for the post office most of his work years and was now headed for a girl in Denver and a new life. We got a ride to Stewart, Iowa, a town in which we were really stranded. We spent some time trying to sleep on the bench at the railroad ticket office, but the telegraph clicked all night and the big freights were slamming around outside. When the Omaha bus came through just before dawn, we hopped on it and joined the sleeping passengers. I paid his fare.